Hey guys, Jordan here, and this week I'm going to be talking about how to start your social media marketing agency whilst you've still got a full-time job. Now this ain't just going to be for people who are doing social media, this is for anybody who is starting an online business, whether it's Amazon FBA, affiliate marketing or even Spotify. I'm going to be talking about the 3 key reasons why people struggle to start their business whilst working full-time. Here we go. Okay, so those of you that are watching this which still haven't got started because you think the 9 till 5 is holding you back, I want you to ask yourself one question. What is the main thing stopping me from taking action today? Now I'm sure one of 3 things is going to pop into your head. Either you don't have enough time, you don't have the knowledge, or quite simply you don't have the drive, you don't have the hunger to make this work. When I first started I used a mix of all 3, and then one day I was talking to a friend, I was moaning about my job, about how I don't have enough time to start the business, and he just snapped at me and he said, Jordan, these are just excuses and you need to get them out of your head. You'll never ever be successful if you can't find a way to overcome these problems. And since that day, since we had that conversation, it took me 2 weeks to get 2 clients who paid me over £2,000 a month, and I quit my full-time job. So how did I overcome the excuses? Let's start with knowledge. When I first started, I had very basic knowledge of social media marketing. I didn't really know what I was doing. I played around with a couple of boosted posts before for other companies, but I've never really dived deep into Ad Manager, or even I didn't know how to get these cold calling strategies right. I didn't know how to secure meetings. I didn't know how to sign people up and get them paying me. So I watched a lot of videos, I found myself reading a lot of articles online, and then I stumbled across Ollie Chapman's social media marketing course. Now, in his course, taught me everything I need to know from start to finish, like cold calling, meetings, nailing clients and getting the results, of course. And there are other courses out there. You don't have to get Ollie's course, but I cannot stress the importance enough of investing into yourself and into your learning before you start, because knowledge is king and you need to know exactly what you're doing when you're getting started, so you have the confidence to pitch your services to clients. So that's knowledge out the way. It's a pretty easy one, and let's move on to the biggest excuse of all, and that is I don't have enough time to do this. And I use this one a lot, and I am sympathetic to it, because when you're working a 9 till 5, you're working all day, you're coming home and you're cooking your dinner. The last thing you want to do is be working all night, be sitting on a laptop slogging your guts off. You want to be sitting in front of the telly watching something and just chilling out, and I can completely understand that, and I was in the same rut myself until I realised that if I didn't best utilise this time, then I was never going to be successful, and I was never going to be able to finally quit my job. And I looked into other ways, other parts of the day which I could free up time on, and I was recommended over to a book that changed everything, and that's The Morning Miracle by Hal Elrod. It's a fantastic book. I'll put a link in the description for you. It's not an affiliate link, but I really recommend you reading it. And it's all about learning how to best utilise your mornings. And just to give you, I won't go into the book too much because read it yourself and you'll get a lot of value from it. But what I do now, I started, well, when I read the book, I started waking up at 5 o'clock every morning and working until I was going to my full-time day job. And I found that I was really productive in the mornings, much better than the evenings. In the evenings my mind wasn't right. I'd already been working all day and my mind was on other things, but in the morning I had a fresh mindset to hit things and I was really motivated. So I really recommend you have a look at that book and try and best utilise your mornings. Now I appreciate that isn't a solution for everybody, because some of you guys, you may have commitments which stop you from waking up early, whether you've got kids, you've got to do the school run, or you've got other commitments which stop you from utilising that morning time. Which is fine. There are other things you can do. I mean, something I did was I booked holiday days. So I had a couple of holiday days and I booked them for a week in advance, and I just used them days to cold call and call companies up, and I booked 2 meetings, and those were eventually the meetings which ended up me signing my client, my 2 clients up. Now, if you don't have holiday days, fine. Now, you're going to quit the job anyway, pull a sickie. It's dog eat dog. I mean, you've got to do what you've got to do to be successful. If you haven't got the time in the mornings, you're not in the right mindset in the evenings. You've got to get off work at some point. So pull a sickie, spend a couple of days outside of work and find that time to make these calls and to start booking clients up. Now some of you might even function fine in the evenings, which is great, because lots of industries you can actually cold call in the evenings. It's a myth that you have to cold call in the daytime. So for instance, restaurants are open until 10, half 10, maybe even later, some of them. Now the best time to call a restaurant is within half an hour of them opening and half an hour of them closing, because it's when the owners are the least stressed, it's when they're not working, so it's the best time to call them. So there's no excuse not to get these companies on the phone and start booking them in for meetings, and that's really how you can manage your time. There's 3 options there that you can choose from. That you have no excuse not to find the time from somewhere to start taking action on your business and start making a success of yourself. And finally is something which is pretty hard for me to help you guys with, and that's finding the ambition, the drive to get started. Because you might have the time, you might have the knowledge, but some people just can't be bothered to make a success of themselves, to make something happen and to start their own business. And that's something you need to find within yourself. You need to remind yourself as to why you wanted to start your own business in the first place, why you wanted to sack the boss, and why you want to be financially free. Whether you want to travel the world and work, or treat your family, or retire your parents early, whatever it may be, you need to remind yourself of that reason. And that's something which is actually covered in The Morning Miracle, the book I was talking about earlier. And in there, Hal talks about visualization and regularly and every single morning reminding yourself of your goals and where you want to be in life. I mean, I myself have got a cork board in my office, and on there I've got multiple pictures, multiple quotes and pictures of where I want to be. I've got cars that I want, I've got houses that I want, I've got people that I look up to, and quotes which inspire me. And every morning I look at that board and I say to myself, this is why you're working so hard, this is why you're waking up early, this is why you're spending late nights working, because that's the life you want to live, and you don't live that life right now. So you need to find that ambition within yourself, and you need to get that drive and get started and start taking action on your business, and only you can do that. No YouTube videos, no courses are going to teach you how to find that drive within you. You've either got it or you haven't, and if you want to be successful, you've got to start and take action today. And really that's it. That's it. That's the video done. I don't really know what else to say. Obviously, as I said at the start of the video, I mean, that's what I've done. I mean, and how I quit my job. When I realised I needed to start taking action, it took me 2 weeks to quit my job, and I earned over $2,000 a month within them 2 weeks. And now I have over 5 clients. I'm hopefully signing someone up tomorrow, and it's going to be my highest paying client yet. So that's going to be really, really great, and things are going great. So yeah, I mean, I'll be back next week again, of course, and I appreciate any comments, like, subscribe, share this with your friends, anyone that will get value from it, of course. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Peace.